Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, October 31. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is appealing to Jamaicans to donate blood as it faces increased demand driven in part by dengue fever infections. There have been a reported 5,468 dengue cases so far in 2019, which has helped to increase the demand for blood products over recent months. Acting Director for the National Blood Transfusion Service, Dr. Alicia Tucker, points out that patients with severe dengue may experience low blood platelet count and require transfusion, as platelets help with clotting of the blood if there is bleeding. Other conditions, including trauma cases, are also contributing to the demand for blood. Dr. Tucker says that an average 5 to 10 donors turn up at any one of the island's blood collection centers daily, but this is not enough to meet the increased demand. Persons are therefore being encouraged to visit the blood bank at 21 Slipen Road in Kingston or any of the 9 other collection centers across the island. These centers are at the Port Antonio, St. Anne's Bay, Maypen, Mandeville General, Cornwall Regional, Falmouth, and Savlamar hospitals. The other 2 are at the University Hospital Blood Bank and the National Chest Hospital, which accepts donations only on Saturdays. There's also a mobile unit stationed at the Cornwall Regional Hospital to facilitate blood collection during the hospital rehabilitation process. Based on Jamaica's population, the target number of blood units should be 50,000. The National Blood Transfusion Service is working towards the collection of 35,000 units by year end. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says government is considering 2 pieces of legislation that will give permanence to the National Security Council. In Parliament Tuesday, Mr. Holness said a National Security Council Act was being developed. The Act will, among other things, give the Council structure while allowing the government and opposition the chance to discuss sensitive issues of national security outside of Parliament.
And the other is the National Intelligence Act, where we have developed a concept paper for that. And again, through the Internal and External Affairs Committee, the Minister of National Security can give the House a briefing.
Meanwhile, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says government has been strategic in its implementation of anti-gang measures to reduce crime on the island. Asserting that up to August 2019, there were 381 gangs operating in Jamaica, Minister Chang says their activities account for nearly 70% of murders and violent crimes in the country. To combat this, he says changes to the anti-gang law are being fast-tracked and the security forces have been given increased resources. Dr. Chang adds that the island's DNA database storage facility will be operational in a few weeks' time.
This will position Jamaica to have the utmost forensic, the most current forensic facility in the region. Given the urgency of the gang situation in Jamaica, the Commissioner of Police has embarked on the strengthening of the investigative capabilities of his team in order to ensure that the police can carry out their work to combat gangs more efficiently.
The Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, has launched an online investment guide, or iGuide, for the country. It's an initiative of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, and the International Chamber of Commerce, which developed the iGuides to provide investors with up-to-date information on business costs, opportunities, and conditions in developing countries. Jamaica's iGuide represents a collaboration by UNCTAD, the ICC, Caribbean Association of Investment Promotion Agencies, Caribbean Export Development Agency, and JAMPRO.
It's to really provide the private sector useful information as background and as input data for their business case. It is a tool not only for foreign businesses but for local businesses to use to develop their business cases and present their projects.
The Jamaican iGuide, which is one of 29, can be accessed online at theiguides.org/public-docs/guides/Jamaica. The Ministry of Tourism is seeking to increase arrivals out of India and South America. Portfolio Minister Edmund Bartlett says these regions are among the key markets to drive revenues in the sector.
India is now the fastest growing economy in the world, with a middle class that is growing. But more so, they have perhaps the best wedding market in the world. So Jamaica will be tapping into that, and we are working. We have a representative in India now, and work has already started in India.
With regards to South America, discussions have started to improve the number of visitors from that region beginning in December.
LATAM, which is the largest and most important carrier operating in the South American area, which is the equivalent of the American Airlines in North America, will inaugurate a flight which will have a 3 rotation into Montego Bay on the 1st of December.
Mr. Bartlett made the statements during a recent media briefing at his ministry in New Kingston. Tourism earnings are now estimated at $3.7 billion. The country is on track to receive over 4 million visitors for the calendar year, with 3.5 million tourists having already vacationed on the island. And finally, the deadline for persons to submit applications for the 2019 staging of the JIS Heritage Competitions has been extended to November 4 at midnight. The annual competition, which is in its 9th staging, is divided into 3 components: essay, poster, and photography. It targets students at the primary, secondary, and tertiary levels. For this year's competition, students in all categories are required to demonstrate their understanding of reparation in the Jamaican context. All entrants must indicate the name of their institution and area of study being pursued. Relatives of JIS staff members are not eligible to participate, and students entering the competition should ensure that they keep a copy of their work. For further details, persons are being asked to contact the JIS at 876-926-35904, extension 2137 or 2132. They may also email heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, or heritageessay@jis.gov.jm. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.